I just finished reading Onyx Storm. I am still trying to make sense of what I read because Rebecca Yarros really went all out with Onyx Storm. Seriously, I thought we had seen the worst of it at Basgiath. The stakes in Onyx Storm just got a lot worse, and I was not ready for that. Onyx Storm was really something. I have to say, Rebecca Yarros chose a very intense path for Onyx Storm. You are standing on the back of a dragon and the wind is blowing hard past your ears. This is a crazy situation. What is even crazier is that the person you trust the most might actually be the one who ruins everything. This is what is happening to Violet Sorrengail. One minute, she is trying to save the continent. The next minute, she is looking into Xaden's eyes. What she sees is not good. It is cold and dark. It looks hungry. Violet Sorrengail is looking at Xaden. She sees something in his eyes that does not look right. The dragon is still there. The wind is still blowing, but all she can think about is Xaden and what she sees in his eyes. Before we start, I want you to do something for me. Please subscribe to Novel Recapped. Click the bell icon. That way you will get to see cool stories like this one. Now, let's talk about the flight. We're going to look closely at what happened, so let's get back to the flight. The story picks up after that huge surprise at the end of Iron Flame. Xaden Ryerson has become Venin. This is the thing that could have happened. We were all afraid of this. Violet is really struggling to understand that the man she loves is now the enemy they have been fighting against. She is not going to give up on Xaden Ryerson. No way. The mood at Arethyia is very tense. You can smell the electricity in the air. There are a lot of secrets that people are keeping. Violet loves Xaden Ryerson. She is not going to stop loving him just because he is now Venin. The situation at Arethyia is very serious. Everyone is on edge. Xaden Ryerson being Venin is a problem for Violet and everyone else. Everyone is looking at Xaden differently now. Violet is a Sorrengail. She is a person who fixes things, a scholar who learns a lot, and a fighter who is not afraid. I get this feeling of fear that's always there in the beginning of the story. It is like a noise that you can feel when Xaden pulls away from her. He is trying to keep her safe from the things he feels inside, that strong desire for power that is a part of being a Venin. Xaden tells her that he can deal with it, that he can stop himself from taking power from the earth. You can see how hard it is for Xaden. The Venin and their power are really affecting Xaden. His eyes have that shadow that you see when someone is really tired, and the connection between him and the other person, which was always something that made him feel safe, now feels like a wire that's ready to break at any moment. The bond between them is like a wire ready to snap. Violet's journey in this Onyx Storm summary is really about her search for a cure. She wants to find a way to reverse what happened to her. There is no history of a Venin ever being turned back into a human. Violet does not want to believe that it is impossible. She spends her nights reading books, her fingers get stained with ink, and she thinks really hard. Violet is looking for something, anything that can help her. It can be a mention in a very old book, a story that people tell each other, or a magic spell that people forgot about. Violet is looking for a cure for the Venin. She is convinced that if she can just find the combination of words and power, she can save the person she cares about. She can save him. She can save the man she loves, the person she wants to help. She can save him. The war is not waiting for them to sort out their feelings for each other. The Venin are on the move. They are not crazy beasts like before. They are working together now. The Venin have a leader. This leader seems to be very interested in Violet. The Venin are attacking more and more. They are doing it in a smart way. They are going after the ley lines, which are like the power lines that keep Navarre safe. If these power lines are destroyed, then everyone in Navarre will be in trouble. The Venin are targeting the ley lines, the veins of power that keep Navarre's wards alive, and the war is getting worse. The Venin and their leader are a problem for Violet and everyone else. The way things are between Violet and Xaden is really sad. There is a part at the beginning where they are standing on the walls of Arethyia. The sun is going down, the sky is a weird purple color. Xaden looks at Violet, and for a second I see the Xaden, the one who takes care of her, the one who loves her. Then I see the hunger in his eyes, and he pulls away when she tries to touch him. Xaden is scared that he will hurt Violet. The tension between Violet and Xaden is really heartbreaking. He says to her that she needs to go from him, that she should find someone who is not a bad person, and Violet does what Violet always does. She takes his hand, she holds onto it even tighter. The search for a cure is getting really serious. Violet thinks that the answers might not be in Arethia or Basgiath. She has to look deep into what happened with the first 6. Violet suspects that the archives at Basgiath are missing some information. She thinks the leaders hid it on purpose so that the writers do not know the truth about the Venin. This means she has to go on a risky secret mission. Imagine having to sneak into a place that has tried to kill you many times before. You know that if you get caught, you will be executed. Violet has to sneak back into Basgiath. The story in this Onyx Storm recap really picks up speed now. Violet, Rhiannon, Riddoch, and Sawyer are together again. Onyx Storm is still really good. They are older now, they have scars, they don't believe in much, but they still care about each other, and that's what keeps them going. They sneak into the parts of the library that are off limits, and what Violet finds out is really sad. The big secret of Navarre is even worse than Onyx Storm thought. The wards were not just made to keep the Venin out, they were also made to keep something else inside the wards. The Venin is not the thing that the wards are trying to control. The wards are also trying to keep something else from getting out of the wards. We begin to learn about the Onyx Storm. The Onyx Storm is not a weather event. It is a sign of power that has been corrupted. There is a prophecy about the Onyx Storm. The prophecy says the Onyx Storm will cover the sun and make the sky look like glass. As Violet learns more about the Onyx Storm, she starts to understand that she is not someone who can control lightning. The power of Violet is connected to the balance of the world. The Onyx Storm and Violet's power are more important than she thought. Tarn is really quiet during these reveals. He is not saying much. That is unusual for him. His grumpy thoughts are, now he is just being quiet to protect everyone. Tarn knows more than he is telling us. Scale is being pretty quiet too. She is very sad about Xaden. It is clear that she is hurting. Her connection with Xaden is getting weaker as he gets closer to the Venin side. Tarn and Scale both know things that they are not sharing with us, especially about Xaden. The middle part of the book is where things get really intense with a lot of fights. We see some people we know come back. We lose some others. Losing these people is really sad. It feels like someone punched you in the stomach. Rebecca Yarros is not kind to her readers. She makes us love the people who are not the main characters, just so we know how serious everything is. The Venin attack a small place with a weapon. This weapon is a wyvern. This wyvern is different. It doesn't breathe fire. Instead, it breathes a mist that is very cold. The scene is totally crazy, with dragons screaming loudly and the smell of burnt flesh around. The dragons are crazy. The smell of burnt flesh is filling the air. This is what it's like when dragons are around. Lots of noise and a bad smell. The smell of burnt flesh and the screaming of the dragons are really scary. Violet is really coming into her own now. She is not a girl with fragile joints anymore. Violet is a leader. She is making big decisions that affect people's lives. Violet has to decide who gets to live and who has to die. This is a lot of pressure on Violet. At the time, Violet is also trying to figure out what is right and what is wrong. Violet wants to save Xaden badly that she is thinking about using some pretty dark powers. There is one moment when Violet is feeling really desperate. She thinks about using the Earth's power for a second. Violet is struggling with this idea because it goes against what she believes in. The description of that temptation is really powerful. You can almost feel the ground under her feet. It's like the ground is pulsing. It's promising her a lot of power. This power is enough to fix everything that's wrong. The temptation of this power is very strong. So we find out something about Andarna. Our favorite dragon with all the colors is getting older, and we are finally learning some of her secrets. Andarna is not a dragon that is a little different from the others. She is actually from a family of dragons that people thought did not exist anymore. She is the key to protecting ourselves from the Venin. She is also the key to a powerful weapon that we can use against the Venin. If we use this weapon, it will hurt Andarna very much. Violet is not sure if she can do that to Andarna. It would mean giving up Andarna's spirit to make the world a better place again. The relationship between Xaden and Violet is getting really tough when someone new shows up. This person is from Xaden's past. They know exactly what Xaden is going through. They have dealt with the Venin curse before, like Xaden. This makes Violet feel jealous and unsure. She starts to wonder if she is enough for Xaden. Can she really keep Xaden from losing his humanity? The Venin curse is a problem, and Violet is not sure if she can handle it. Xaden and the Venin curse are a deal, and Violet is feeling really unsure about everything. There is a devastating conversation in a tent, in the middle of a war camp. Xaden admits that he is starting to hear the voices of the Venin in his head. The voices of the Venin are calling him home. The voices of the Venin are calling him brother. The voices of the Venin are really getting to him. Xaden is hearing the voices of the Venin, and they are calling him brother. As we get close to the end, things are starting to make sense. The Onyx Storm is, the people in charge of the Venin are making it happen. They want to break down the walls that are protecting everything. The last place they have to go is the Barrens. This is a place where nothing can grow, and the air smells really bad. It smells like death. Violet and the people she is working with have to go into the middle of the Onyx Storm to stop what is happening. The final battle is really amazing. It is like a movie. You have dragons fighting in the dark, then lightning. It lights up the clouds. The clouds look purple and white. This is all happening while Xaden is fighting a war inside himself. At the time, Xaden is trying to protect Violet. The part where they fly through the storm is crazy. It feels like you are actually on a dragon. You have to hold on tight. You feel like you might fall off at any moment. The final battle with Xaden and Violet is so cool. Xaden and Violet are in the middle of all this action. Violet needs to use her lightning in a new way. She has to use it to help control the energy that is leaking out of the world. This is different from how she used her lightning, which was usually as a way to defend herself. Now she has to use it like a tool to make the energy stable. The energy of the world is leaking out. Violet's lightning is the key to stopping it. In the end, Violet has to make a tough decision. She has the cure. It is going to cost her something. It is not her life that she will lose, something that means a lot to her. The situation is very intense as she stands in the middle of the circle. The wind is blowing hard and messing up her hair. She looks at Xaden, sees that he is losing himself to the shadow. Violet is faced with this choice, and it is very difficult for her. The cure is there, but she does not know if she can pay the price. She looks at Xaden. He is changing. The shadow is taking over. The ending of the story is really something. The ending is a moment that makes you stop and think. You finish the book, then you just sit there looking at the wall for a long time. 20 minutes you do not even notice. The storm finally stops. What happens after that is not happy at all. The world of Navarre is different now. The map of Navarre is actually, the way the dragon riders are organized is broken. Violet is still standing. Everything around her is destroyed. The ending is a time when Violet has power than she ever had before, but she is also more alone than she has ever been. The ending is a sad time for Violet. Xaden's fate is really uncertain. He is still there. Xaden is not the same man he used to be. The last words of the book are very sad. They remind us that when we are at war, even if we win, we still lose something. Rebecca Yarros has prepared us for the part of the story, and it is going to be really amazing. Looking back at the story of Onyx Storm, it is clear that Onyx Storm is about the weight of love and the price of power. Onyx Storm moves away from the school setting, dives headfirst into a high fantasy war epic. The character development for Violet in Onyx Storm is really amazing. The tragedy of Xaden's transformation in Onyx Storm is handled with much empathy that it really hurts when you think about Onyx Storm and what happens to Xaden. What do you think about Xaden? Can Violet save Xaden? Will she lose herself trying to bring Xaden back? People are already coming up with lots of ideas about Xaden and Violet. I want to know what you think about Xaden and Violet. The world of Xaden and Violet is getting really dark. I like that about the story of Xaden and Violet. I want to see what happens next to Xaden and Violet. If you liked this Onyx Storm recap, you should give it a like. Stay with us. We have a lot of popular books to talk about, and the books that are coming out in 2026 are going to be really good. I will see you in the video, but for now, keep flying, keep fighting, and maybe look at the sky. You never know when an Onyx Storm is coming. I really hope you love this world much as I do. It is not often that I find a series that stays this good after 3 books. Every time I think I know what's going on, Yarros does something that changes everything. The series is brilliant. It makes me feel frustrated, but I just can't stop reading it. The books are really addictive. Seriously, that scene with Tern and Scale at the end is really something. I am still thinking about it. The dragons have to choose between their riders and what they naturally want to do. This is an interesting way to learn more about the dragons. It makes me think about the bond between the dragons and their riders in a new way. The bond that we have been learning about since the first book is more complicated now. The dragons and their bond with Tern and Scale is what I keep thinking about. Anyway, that's the story for today. It's a story about shadows and lightning and a love that will not go away even when it becomes something. I had a lot of fun telling you this story. I am really looking forward to seeing what happens in the next part of the story, about shadows and lightning and this love that will not go away. Wait, I just missed something about the scribe. This scribe was secretly working for the rebels. To be honest, the scribe and the rebels will have to wait. We have to save some things about the scribe and the rebels for the video. The scribe and the rebels are a deal. There is so much we can talk about the scribe and the rebels at one time. All right, I'm out of here. Stay safe out there in the wards, or outside of them, wherever you find yourself. See ya!